Okay, so it appears that Allie Beth Stucky is getting dragged from her brand new book. Well, it's not a brand new book, actually. She's getting dragged for a book that came out over a year ago. If you guys don't know who Allie Beth Stucky is, she has been a content creator for a while. She has gone mega viral post-Jubilee appearance. And the story was ran on her, woman posing as harmless church girl, identified as spearhead for MAGA's war on empathy. Now, what is the big hoopla? Well, she released a book about toxic empathy. Our Cyber Monday sale is here. And one of the items that we get the most amount of feedback on is our devotional bundle, where you can get yourself our Bless God Prayer Journal, our Bless God Leadership Planner, and the 60-day Occupy Till I Come devotional available right now. And we also just dropped the price on our devotional bundle. You can get one for yourself, and then you have some stuff to give to your friends or family for Christmas. A great way to think of that loved one. And we also have limited numbers of the Dove Bless God hat that Forrest Frank wore and immediately sold out. They're back in stock. There's a limited number of them available. It's on sale now. Go to blessgod.co and pick yours up, right? And this is her covering the article. She said, my book, Toxic Empathy, How Progressives Exploit Christian Compassion, came out 14 months ago. Every month since its release, a new dishonest article is published that claims to be uncovering the secret, dangerous plot to get conservatives to abandon kindness. My argument is straightforward and obviously true. Empathy can lead people to support destructive behavior and policies. I think that's pretty straightforward, right? Like I would say a lot of our cashless bail laws were intended with good intent to help people that are caught up in the revolving door of the justice system. And then you have situations like the dude that killed the Ukrainian woman, in North Carolina, who was out, charged 14 different times. His own parents wanted him committed. His mom wanted him committed. And because of stuff like cashless bail, because of toxic empathy, he was released. I think these things are bad. Right? Like yes, empathy can be weaponized. We're having this conversation like in my real life, like the other day about how you can have too much empathy for your kids and enable them to destructive behavior, enable them to allow them to do whatever they want because of empathy, because you don't want to take anything away from them. Right? Yes, it is a thing. She says, because toxic empathy is the most effective tool in the progressive tool belt, without it, progressives lose their moral authority over women. And if they lose even a sliver of women, they lose everything. They can't have women thinking logically when the survival of the party depends upon us mindlessly supporting the murder of babies, the unmitigated importation of the third world, and the release of murderers from prison. The destruction of the West rests upon the useful idiocy of women, which is accomplished by manipulating our empathy for bad ends. True love, compassion, and kindness are interwoven with truth. Truth requires thought, not just emotion. Wake up, women. Toxic empathy is destroying our country. And so here are the titles around this article. MAGA's war on empathy was started by a woman. Okay, now again, I don't think there's anything wrong with compassion, with empathy, with putting yourself in someone's shoes. At the same time, that the idea that you put yourself in someone's shoes in the sense that you are now enabling dysfunctional behavior. Like, you can understand how someone comes to the conclusions that they're an alcoholic, at the same time not being okay and empathizing with their alcoholism. You can say, hey, yes, I understand you've had some bad things that have happened to you and some terrible struggles and so on and so forth, yet being an alcoholic is wrong, and you shouldn't be an alcoholic. Common sense, you would think, but apparently not today, okay? Empathy is the new Christian battleground. Oof, that's pretty interesting, okay? And so, oh no, a woman using her brain instead of being led by her feelings, but how will we get her to mindlessly celebrate baby and support the unmitigated flow of migrants from Afghanistan? Well, to be fair about the Afghanistan thing, wasn't that a CIA dude that ended up killing those two Army folks, Army reserves, which is tragic and awful, but I don't know if that was just a random Afghan. That was someone that was working with the government, but that's neither here nor there. So now you have a little summary on X about it. Allie Beth Stucky's Toxic Empathy book draws sharp criticism. In her October 15th book, Toxic Empathy, Stuckey warns that progressives exploit Christian compassion to support open borders and abortion rights. That's true. That is very true. right? Urging women to prioritize discernment over raw emotion. A Salon article by Amanda, I don't know how you say her last name, called this a war on empathy, portraying Stuckey as repackaging conservative views on immigration and LGBTQ issues as tough love. Stuckey dismissed the critique as dishonest, while supporters saw it as proof of her point. The book reached the New York Times bestseller list and amid ongoing Christian debates over empathy's role, as noted in a November 30th Axios report. And so I think there is a good conversation to be had here, right? Like, how much are you willing to allow empathy, compassion, virtues that seemingly Christian on the surface, to then impact people with regards to how they view the world, right? I think that's the issue, right? Someone in the chat pointed out, how about allowing shoplifting up to $900? Talk about encouraging lawlessness, right? Yeah, that's a law that they were, I think, trying to and did change in California, right? Lowering that so that you can't just go in and steal whatever you want. Yeah, I think it's an interesting, weird thing that we're dabbling in with regards to weaponized empathy, right? And there's multiple policies of this. The most obvious one is the idea that one must be affirming, and if they're not affirming, that they are therefore bad, right? Like, if you're not affirming of everything someone does, you're bad and you're a bigot. It's really bizarre behavior, in my opinion. I think it's really gross to weaponize empathy in that way, because it doesn't work in parenting, right? It doesn't work in parenting. If you have a kid and they are misbehaving, they're consuming something they shouldn't be looking at, you don't just empathize and ignore the basic framework that you are there as a parent to protect them, oftentimes from themselves, right? And so when you're doing that at scale within a broader population of people, I do think that it causes and has caused a lot more harm than good. And so I think Allie is spot on in the fact that people are consistently engaging with this in such a bad faith approach does kind of prove her point that, yeah, they're weaponizing empathy and it's bringing more harm than good. You know, someone said in Washington State shoplifting is legal. I don't know if it's legal. It's probably just not punished the same, right? Is it actually legal? That sounds kind of wild. Let's look that up. Is shoplifting legal in Washington State? That would be the ultimate epitome, right? Yeah, no, shoplifting is not legal in Washington State. It is a crime defined as a form of theft with penalties that vary based on the value of the goods. The severity of the charge is determined by the value of the item stolen, with penalties ranging from a gross misdemeanor for items under $750 to a felony for items over $750. I think this is where you're probably getting at, and I think those laws need to change. I think you need to punish people harshly for this sort of stuff if they're going to do it. Yeah, so no, it's not illegal. I think maybe the person in the comment section is being hyperbolic, or perhaps they're just misinformed. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. If you liked it, then hit the like button. If you liked it a lot and have a thought to share, leave a comment. If you are listening to this on the podcast app, make sure to leave a review, and you could even leave a comment over there. And if you want to watch another video that is recommended just for you, hit this video over here. Let me know if they nailed it. Also, you can partner with us monthly, which helps us out a lot in our monthly community. Get access to early drops and all that kind of good stuff over here. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.